KUGAN CASSIUS Rifle TV in association with MTK Global in the Landmark Hotel here in London, ahead of fight night from the O2 this week. I'm joined by Martin Murray. All right, mate?
Yeah, God bless you.
Yeah, hair's looking on point today.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
I forgot to have it cut before I come down. I didn't. Press conference only got called yesterday, so I was not busy. I've not had a chance. So bit of an helmet, but
Do you go to the same barbers as Andrew?
No, thank God.
He's got hair there though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got hair there.
He suits a ball dead on there. I
don't. Yeah, I mean, look, you've got this fight a kind of last minute's notice, like 3 weeks notice or 2 weeks notice. I know it's been said to death, and you've kind of said your piece about it, and obviously Billy Joe said his piece about the fight not happening. But anything to add on that?
It is what it is, isn't it? Obviously, when I first got back from Tenerife the second time he pulled out, I couldn't speak to anybody for about a week because all I got was, fucking hell, what about him? And then I just wouldn't answer the phone to people and just message him saying, listen, I'm not ready to talk about it. I can talk about it now, it's over and done with. Obviously gutted. But listen, it is what it is. Everything happens for a reason. He's obviously. I released that video saying about him pulling out. He released a video saying he wanted me a straightener, MEN.
What was going through your head? What was going through your head?
Convenience in it when there's it'd be like with 1,000, 2,000 travellers. Oh yeah, come and have me a straightener here. But what was going through my head? I just laughed. And I thought it was quite childish, to be honest with you. I'm married, I've got 3 kids. I've done all that. I've got a book coming out and people understand how much I did, all stuff like that. So it's kind of a life I don't want to go back to. So when I seen it, I laughed. But I just think thought he made himself look stupid, because how can you not be ready to fight me on the 23rd of June in a boxing match, but you'd be all like, okay for a straightener at MEN? Do you know what I mean? He was rather calling me bluff on the straightener, or he was faking an injury, which pretty much everybody knows that he's done. He's done that. But listen, I don't knock him for trying to get a big fight. It's the business. It's boxing, but it's just the fact that you can just blag on that you're going to do it twice, and then message me after the first time. And I knew the first time he didn't have a injury, but then he messaged me saying I need to be 100%. We'll definitely do it June 23rd. I thought, fair play to him, man of his word, fighting man and all that. We'll go on June 23rd, and then obviously him pulling out like that. He just didn't need to do it, but I think that just shows the type of person he is. I don't think he's got any class. Don't think he's got any respect for anybody. And like I said, it's I'd rather be myself without a world title than be somebody like him with a world title. You know what I mean? So I'm happy myself. The fights that happened, the fights that happened, I'm obviously gutted about, but I'm in a meaningful fight now. MTK Front One have done a great job in getting me this fight. I know he was the one who was shouting out for it on Twitter. So he kind of talked himself into the fight, which shows to me that he's game, he's ready, he's prepared, he's going to bring it. Looking at his style, it's going to be a tough fight. So just happy that I'm in such a meaningful fight. And a good win on Saturday puts me, keeps me there or thereabouts for a crack at another chance at another world title fight.
Have you completely dismissed the idea of fighting Billy Joe Saunders now?
Oh, you know what? It's funny because now it'll sell. Do you know what I mean?
Ironically, because you two kind of didn't really say anything in the build-up, and you were respectful.
Listen, I'm not a prick with anybody unless they're a prick with me.
Yeah.
And he's always been right with me before he did this, So I had no other reason to be right with him. And a lot of people jumped on the fact that when we had the press conference, we were respectful towards each other. People like it, but that doesn't really sell tickets. I know that, but I'm not I'm not going to change the way I am just to be, just to please other people. But now there is that, genuine bit of hatred there, animosity, whatever you want to call it, and it would actually sell. But for me to fall for it 3 times, do you know what I mean? For, feel me once shame on you, feel me twice shame on me. So a 3rd time, like I said, it would sell. The only chance I would take about going into that fight, if it could get made, or if it happens again, is that I'd have some type of insurance policy in place where, if he did it, which I'm pretty sure he would do it again, if he did it, I will get compensated. So it all, sometimes, and it's not, never mind, sometimes it's not about money. It's dedicated, my life's been on hold for 6 months, doing 2 training camps where he's not even been in gym. I'm there flying, and you could say, more fool me, but I'm there flying, and he's not even in gym. Do you know what I mean? I'm hearing stories of what he was like. Where does he go? Lanzarote. The man's not even training. Do you know what I mean? And he's meant to have some, he's blagging little ways of getting out of training. He's just coming up with little excuses and playing little tricks just to get out of training. And I just think, what type of world champion acts and behaves like that? You know what I mean? I just think he's an embarrassment as a world champion. Fighting, winning it 2015, defending it once a year. And I know you're a good mate of his, KUGAN, but I think if you was honest, you'd say it yourself. I think it's embarrassing that he's only fighting once a year, but he's obviously still got the belt. And yeah, I think personally he should be stripped and let somebody fight for it. Somebody's going to defend it. I think a real world champion takes on all comers, and he's not doing that. I think he's picking his opponents, easy pickings. That's what he's doing, and his last fight was a great performance. You can't dispute that, but I think it flattered him. I think Lemieux can be easily outboxed. It's happened to him before, but like I said, you can't knock him for the performance he put in. But what's he doing now? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it is what it is. I'm just happy, mate. I've got this fight, and like I said, to go back to if it could get made again, I'd really have to consider it. And it definitely has to be more than what I was getting for this fight, because I was getting buttons. I was the opportunity was the big thing for me. So it definitely has to be more money, and again, I'd have to consider it. There'd have to be some type of insurance policy in place, but we'll wait and see what happens with that. But first and foremost, I've got a dangerous fight on Saturday. This Garcia, he's no mug. He's a complete opposite style to Billy Joe. Billy Joe's a southpaw, very slick a runner. He's just a raw, in your face, orthodox who comes forward. So I won't have to go looking for him. It's going to be a tough fight, and I've got to get over that first before I can even consider a possibility of another phantom fight with Billy Joe.
But you've got a job to do this weekend.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. He's like I said, he's tough. He's no mug. He's no pushover. And yeah, it's a great chance for him. He's putting his title on the line, willing to come over, and I know he's going to bring it. So I'm expecting a tough fight. It could say, it could be a tougher fight. I think Billy Joe would be really a tough fight for frustration, being as slick as he is. I think it'll be mentally tougher, but I think this will be physically tougher with him, obviously. Pushing the action in your face. So I won't have to go looking for him. He's just a come forward fighter. That's all he does. So the key to me is obviously just put him in his place, get him on the back foot, and see what he's like. Under pressure himself.
We know you're not one to overlook opponents, and you'll be focused on Saturday night. But the plan for you, if things go well for you Saturday night, ideally.
Who knows? Obviously it puts me back in a great position with WBC. I don't know what the crack is with it being mandatory. I've never ever been a mandatory. I'd like to you know, my team push me in that sort of direction where, you know, I can't be just took as a volunteer and then just decide you don't want to fight, and then nothing else happens. Hopefully, I can get pushed into monetary, but you know, I'd want the Golovkin Canelo winner. Definitely, you know, I'm up there with WBC. I don't see why not. I know the IBS vacant now. Maybe go up a couple of places there. I think I'm number 5 now. I think there's a number 2 spot free. So I don't know. I just know that obviously MCK, great team, working behind the scenes, doing great things for me, and obviously Frank Warren, who's got me this fight, and you know, I think he understands himself how hungry I am and how important it is to me to get in the monetary position. So with any luck, that's the way it's going to be. That's the way it's going to be pushed towards.
Okay. Press conferences are going to begin shortly, so Martin Murray, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV.
Cheers, mate.
Best of luck on Saturday, and I'll give you a ring on Sunday.
Yeah,
Top man.
Cheers, KUGAN.
Thank
Thanks,
you, mate.
mate. Nice one.